Want to know how I make my sauce? I know you do. You think it's hard. You think it takes too long. You think, I don't know, a lot of different things, but you're wrong, you're wrong, and you're wrong. Yes, you can do this, and you will find that it's kind of like the sourdough bread. You have to do something, then you can go away and come back. You can just let it sit. It's not like an all-day thing. When I was growing up, we lived in this little house behind my grandmother's house, and right behind that, across a field, was the ragu plant. And it smelled good around there, but let me tell you what, the rats were horrible. And I'm sure it's like that with any food processing plant. But I remember growing up as a kid, we were told we're never eating ragu, we're never buying ragu because of that. And maybe that's part of the reason why I don't buy, jar sauce in the store. The other part of it is, it tastes better when you make it at home. It just does. So let's get started. When you go to make your sauce, choose your pot carefully. Don't grab just any pot. It does make a difference. When you grab a tall pot, a stock pot, the heat is all at the bottom. Up at the top, it's a lot cooler, and things don't cook evenly. It makes a difference. It really does. So get a pot that's wide and fairly short, okay? Put a little olive oil in that and put your sausage in. I usually take the sausage and cut the links in half, and they cook a little faster that way. Not only that, they don't take up as much room, and use spare rib. If you can get the country style with a bone in, that's good. Anything with a bone, like a regular spare rib with bone in, is always best. If all you can get is boneless, that'll work too. Usually you get about 4 or 5 pieces in a package. You only need 2 pieces. Take the other 2 pieces, put them in a Ziploc, and throw them in the freezer for the next time you make sauce. So you're going to cook the sausage and the spare rib until it's golden brown. You want it to have a nice golden color. And make sure before you do anything else, when you're at that point where you're ready to add the tomato sauce, scrape the bottom of the pot. Get all those little bits of, meat and all that flavor. Get that up off the bottom of the pot, because it really adds a lot of good flavor to your sauce. So you're going to take 2 large cans of Hunt's tomato sauce. Not puree, not a different brand. You need to use Hunt's. Why? I don't know. It's just better. It just tastes better. So once you get those 2 large cans of sauce dumped in, then you're going to take the 12-ounce can of Hunt's paste. Put that in, stir it around so it dissolves a little bit, and then take one of the large cans and fill it up about halfway with water and dump that in. After a while, the sauce might seem like it's a little bit thick, so you might want to add more water later, but start out with just a half a can for now. And then after you get that all stirred up in there, add your spices. As you can see, I use onion powder, I use garlic powder, I use basil, and I use oregano. And the most important, grated cheese. I cannot tell you how much to put in. I don't know. I never measure it. Probably what looks like maybe 3/4 to a cup of grated cheese. Stir it up and see how it tastes. Well, stir it up, and after a while, after it's cooked for a little while, give it a taste. If you think it needs more, add more. But that's part of the reason why I never add salt, is because there's a lot of salt in that grated cheese. It has a lot of flavor, so don't skip that step. Okay, so now we're going to do the meatballs. You're going to buy about 1.5 pounds of ground sirloin, ground round, whatever you want to buy. A lot of people use, ground veal and ground pork. I mean, they make a mixture of it. I don't really like that. I like it just plain beef. So if you can buy, really for meatballs, 85% is just right. You need that little bit of fat in there to give it some good flavor. So in this video that you're watching, those meatballs, I made that with, I think it was 90 or a little bit above percent, and it was a little bit dry. They were a little bit dry. That little extra fat gives everything so much flavor and makes it so much juicier. So try to get the 85% if you can. Once you've got your large bowl, beat the egg in the bowl first. I'll say really the same cast of characters that you use for the sauce. And the breadcrumbs. And here's another thing I don't measure. I just don't measure them. But it's got to be about a cup. I'm pretty sure it's about a cup of Italian flavored breadcrumbs, not plain. I use the Italian, and then I still put those other spices in besides. The same thing. The oregano, the basil, garlic, and onion powder. Same thing. The only difference is now I'm putting in breadcrumbs in addition to it, and of course grated cheese again. I'm sorry, I don't know how much I put into that either. Maybe a half a cup. It depends on my mood, really. So anyway, you're gonna make nice meatballs. Put them in a skillet with a little bit of oil so they don't stick. And that olive oil gives them a nice flavor too. So you cook them about halfway. Give them nice and brown, golden brown. But you don't have to cook them all the way because you're gonna put them in the sauce, and they're gonna cook the rest of the way in the sauce. Once you've got them ready, they're ready to go into the pot. Put them all in gently because they're only half cooked. You don't want them to fall apart, so gently put them in there, and then take everything that's in that pot, the little bits, scrape those little bits off the bottom of the skillet, the oil, everything, and dump it in the pot. Put it in the sauce. This is what gives the sauce a nice, meaty flavor. It's really important. So you've got that in there, you stir everything up nice, put the lid on, and put it on a low heat. You just want to simmer it. It takes probably at least an hour and a half. After that, could you use it? You could use it, but the longer you let it sit, the better. If you could let it sit for a couple hours, that would be best. But an hour and a half, you can go ahead and use it after that. Whatever's left over, obviously freeze or put in the refrigerator, have it again later on in the week. But this should feed about 6 people with leftover, a few leftovers, but definitely enough for 6 people. Okay? Okay, so the sauce. This is a big one. Try it. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.